In today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to do a Tunisian circle. This is a lot easier than you may think, and I'll show you exactly how to do that, and that's coming up next. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. In today's tutorial I'm going to teach you how to do the Tunisian in the round. I should tell you that my mentor is Della Wilkins of the Railway Knitter from Victoria, BC, and she's the one that taught me this particular concept. So what we have today is that we have each one of the pie shapes that make up a circle. What does that exactly mean? Well, let me tell you about that in just a moment. When doing Tunisian in the round, it's not like a typical crochet circle where we start in the middle and we keep circling around until we get bigger. The Tunisian requires you to divide everything up into pie shapes, and it could be 6 to 8 depending on the particular project that you're working on. That is very subjective to you when you're going to work on it. So for example, you actually have 6 pie shapes here. Can you actually see it? Well, let me show you what to look for. So do you see how it's transitioning from purple then to yellow and then to red, and then all of a sudden it kind of the grains, okay, suddenly just change direction. So it's been going up and then going across. So this is a pie shape here, this is a different one here, and so on. So what you need to really pay attention is to the grain work and making sure that it's actually all in balance. It's very easy. So now the crochet or the Tunisian circle that we're working on, the dimensions of the entire round are determined by the radius. Okay, so it's not like we're gonna go all the way around and around. So if you want a certain size, you have to determine that right away. And so when we go to start, we're going to be doing a chain, which is here, and then we're doing a pie shape, and the pies just keep going. You don't need to change your yarn every time you do a different pie. You can carry over the yarn just like you see it transitioning here. But if you'd like a lollipop kind of look where red and white, or some kind of lollipop look where each of the pie shapes are a different color, you're welcome to change it at any time. To help illustrate it further, here on my sticky pad here is that I have a shape of one of the pies. So this is kind of roughly what it looks like when you're doing it. So if you look carefully right here, do you see how this shape comes across just like you see on the top here, and then comes down just like you see here, and then it kind of has like a half moon shape here. So this is the center line, the center point right in the middle, so you can see it comes down, around, and so on. When we go to start with this one here is that we're going to be starting in the center point. So the very first chain that we start with is the center point of your entire circle, and then we want to do the number of chains that to the desire that you want. So we're gonna be doing a chaining of 12 today, but you can do any other sizes that you wish. You just have to make sure that you're keeping it in balance, and I'm gonna tell you about that in just a moment. So we're gonna start off by doing the radius first. So the whole circle is determined by the radius, and you need to know that up front. So you can't just start in the middle and say, okay, I'm gonna keep going and going and going until I get to the size circle I want. You have to determine that right away because of the way that this is formed. So I guess enough talk. Let me pull out my Bernat roving yarn, and I'm gonna show you how to do this, and I think you might get hooked on it as much as I did. Now just the outside before I continue is just a regular half double crochet, and then every time there was a joining point, so there's a joining point right here, I just put in 2 half doubles and etc. So there's another joining right there. So okay, so let's get started and grab your Tunisian crochet hook. I'll tell you a little bit more about the yarn and the hook in just a moment. So in today's tutorial I'm gonna demonstrate it using the Bernat roving yarn, and this is a really amazing, it's 80% acrylic, 20% wool. No, you'll be looking at the ball band, and it recommends that there's a 6.5 millimeter crochet hook, but if you're in the Learn to Tunisian series you would have already known that whenever you see that you have to increase your sizes. So I'm actually gonna be significantly increasing the size by using a 10 millimeter or a size N Afghan hook, just like so. So whenever you're doing a circle, all of your entire radius needs to fit onto the Afghan hook, just like you see here. So if you want to do like a major Afghan, you have to make sure that you have one of these hooks maybe with an extension cord in order to pull it off. So that's completely up to you, and of course if you have smaller circles you probably may not need as long that you see here as well. So let's pull up my coral here and let's get started. So let's get started. I do have a Tunisian entrelac here. I'm just putting it down on the side. The needle tends to hit the filming table as I go, so it drives me crazy, and it will drive you crazy in the sound. So that's why it's sitting right there. So we have just gonna start off with a slip knot, just like you would normally, and we insert our Afghan hook in, or Tunisian hook, whatever you want to call it, and we want to chain 12. Remember that the one on there does not include is not included. So let's just rotate and chain 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So that is the radius. So I can say to myself, okay, I see this distance now, times that by 2, and that will be the final diameter of my circle if I choose that. So if you want a bigger circle, you just have to add more chains to it, because the process to make each one of the pie shapes is identical regardless. So here's my sticky note. So what we're going to be doing is that this is the chain right in here, and we're gonna be starting off at the bottom and getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and by the time that we have finished this pie shape, we will have gone all the way across this chain. So let's begin the first one here, and we're just gonna reset it back into our hands, and we're gonna come to the back hump of the next stitch. Okay, so second one, so 1 and 2, just turn it around, get the back hump, it looks a lot nicer, and I just want you to insert your hook, pull up, and and it's just a regular single crochet in that case. Okay, so here's what you need to look for. This is part of the grain work that you see within the actual circle. Let me show you what that is. So we have the grain work of the vertical posts, just like this. Okay, that is part of it, even though you cannot really physically see it at this moment. So you have to actually just make sure that you're looking for it. So so it's the second one over. You're gonna insert there, pull through. Okay, so this is a simple Tunisian. That was a simple Tunisian stitch, and then we go into the next chain. Okay, so pull up. Okay, just like so. Now you have 3 on your hook. So now you're just gonna yarn over and pull through 2 and 2. Okay, so how hard is that? So what we have here is that you can physically now see the grain. The grain is now established for this first one, but the second one is not there yet. So what we have to do is that we go into the first one for a simple stitch, and then we're gonna go over to this string right over here. Okay, this is part of that single crochet. Let me pull it out. Okay, so do you see that? So you see 2 strings going upward. This is the second one. Okay, it's the one on the outside. So go into the first one for a simple stitch, and go into the next one for a simple stitch, and then go back to the chain. Okay, so now you have 4 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 2, and 2. So now you can see the grain is now established in the first section. You can see the grain here. The next one is right there. So let's begin again. So simple stitch to the first one, simple stitch to the next. Okay, the third one is the double crochet, or sorry, it's the single crochet. It's this string right here, and then go back to the chain. So are you noticing a consistency? We're adding 1 extra loop every time we go back to the chain. So yarn over, pull through 2, 2, 2, 2. So the hardest thing is to be able to establish where this next grain is, so that you can continue the pattern. So let's insert to the first one, simple stitch, go to the next one, go to the next. Okay, the next one is this right here. Okay, and then the next one is the chain, just like that. So now you have 6 on your hook. So by the time we end up doing this pie shape, there should be a total of 12, just so that you're aware. So yarn over, pull through 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. Okay, so let's begin the next one. So coming in, pull through, next one. So once you get these grains established, you can see them really easily. It's just that one just before you go to the chain. So here it is on the side. Okay, and then back to the chain. So I think there was 6 last time, so there should be a total of 7. I'm not too worried about that count as I'm going along, to be quite honest with you. I'm just working it sequentially, and it works out anyway. So pull through 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. So let's go back. We're gonna go to the first one. So simple, 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 and that's short for simple stitch, of course. Okay, so we got the next one, and so we have to go into the side one first. Okay, this likes to curl. Go into the side one first and then into the chain for the next one. Okay, so you can kind of see we're growing up on the inside here. So this is the exterior of the circle on this side. This here is the joining of the pie, and we're making our way to the center point. So pull through 2, 2, all the way back. Okay, so let's do the next one. So we're just gonna simple, simple. So the only difference of bigger or smaller circles is that there's less or more of these stitches going across the radius. Okay, don't forget that one on the side, and then we go into the chain again, pulling it through. So then we pull through 2. So you can kind of see my work is kind of curling up in front of the camera. That settles down once you start actually working on the entire circle. Okay, so let's continue along. So again, the first one, so simple, simple, I kind of want to tuck that one out of your face there, but it just doesn't want to go. Okay, so I'm simpling all the way back. Okay, and I'm not gonna forget that one on the side here. Okay, and now back into the chain. So are you seeing the same thing that I am? So you're seeing the pattern. So we just go 2 all the way back. I'm gonna see if I can fold that back into my hand on this side without interfering with the work. Okay, so we're almost done this pie shape. We just got to continue a few more. We can still see we have a couple more chains left. That means that we have to still continue. So we're gonna simple, simple, all the way back across. And as you get your pie shape to be bigger, it doesn't want to roll as high up either, so that's kind of a good thing. Okay, so we still have to get the side of that in first, and then we go back down to the chain. So according to my dimensions, I think there should be 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I knew that because there's one chain left and we chained 12. So let's just do 2 all the way back, and the next one is your final before the pie shape is done. I do apologize for that roll. It's kind of annoying. And I know a few of you are gonna say, Michael, stop it right now, or I'm gonna unsubscribe. Okay, so let's get our final one in and pull up, and we're doing our simple. So this is the final because we started off with chaining of 12, and I told you at the end we need 12 loops on our hook because there is chaining of 12. So if you did like maybe chaining of 18, by the time you're getting all the way across your chain, it should be 18 loops on your hook. Don't forget that side one in. Okay, and then go into the final. So I'm gonna just verify. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So there is one pie shape almost done, but we have to get ourselves back to this point over here, which is the external of the radius. So this is the radius coming across, and this is the center point. So let's just continue to go 2 all the way back. So I did this all in one take. Annoying rule and everything. The roll is determined by the tension, by the way, just so that you're aware. So this is what it looks like. The pie is done. I'm just gonna pull up a string, pull up the hook. So this is the pie shape here, and this is the center point, and this is coming down, and this is what the back looks like at this point. So let me restart, and I'm gonna show you how to do the next pie shape based on this pie shape. So now we're about to restart the next pie shape, and the next pie shape is basically growing on this side here. So right where we finished off, we're gonna start the next one. So we're gonna eventually come around and do the next pie shape here, 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 and eventually come back underneath here. So how we do it is that we come into the first, so how we start, we come into the first simple stitch, yarn over and pull through, and you have 2 on your hook. Easy, right? So then you just pull through 2. So again, we want to do that 1 into the side, so the first one, okay, and then the next simple stitch. Okay, now you have 3. So yarn over and yarn over. You're now going to start again. So you're just following the grains. So you go into the first one, and the second one is right there. Okay, it's part of that one stitch. It's not obvious when you're just starting out in Tunisian, but once you get used to it, you can see it. So here's now 4, so yarn over, pull through 2, 2, and 2. Okay, so let's start on the first one again. 1, go to the next one, okay, and then get into the side, and then back down to the pie. Okay, yarn over, pull through 2, 2. Okay, so go to the first one, go to the second, the next, to the side, and then back down to the pie shape. Yarn over, pull through 2, 2. So do you see what's happening here then? We're building on the circle, okay, from the outside, working our way forward into the interior of the circle. So let's go again. So inside, sorry, slip, or simple stitch, simple, simple, side. I just saying those words just to make it easier for me to remember, and then back down into the pie. Okay, so you're coming into the first simple stitch there. So essentially you can, if your math was done right the first time and you're doing all of your stitches right this time, you don't physically have to count to that you get 11 or 12 loops on your hook. It should happen automatically. You should run out of stitches at that point. Okay, and this one's the side, and then in to the pie. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So these are all simple stitches going in. I was thinking about trying to do this in knit, but knit tends to be acting differently, and I haven't attempted it. I'm scared to, but I'm sure it's possible, but I just don't know the math required to do it, because I don't think it's as straightforward as this. Okay, so I'm just working my way across. Okay. See, I'm just kind of doing it, just following the flow, going to the side first, and then back down to the pie. And then 2's all the way back. So according to my friend Della, she was telling me that this is a starting basis of a hat. It's actually a lot easier than I thought. I've seen her do it and I was really concerned about it, thinking, oh my god, am I ever gonna be able to get that? The whole joining aspect to it, I'm telling you, it's a lot simpler. She said it was simple, but you know me, I doubt everybody. So want to get into that next one, and then the side, and then back down to the chain. So I can tell that I'm running out of grains here on the next pie, so I can tell I'm getting close. I think I might be on 11. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. How did I know that? Because I got 1 stitch left. So it's not rocket science, everybody. I know. So what you're going to do is that you're going to continue to build these pies onto each other as you're going all the way. So let me go back. It's the last one, And so basically at the end you just have to slip stitch, or I did a slip stitch to do a join on the back side of the circle, because basically you'll have like 6 panels all joining together, but then you'll have to sew the final 2 panels together with the stopping and starting. Okay, so you're gonna come into the center point, or don't forget that last one. Okay, and then you're coming into the center point, and I go right into the first stitch. So I want to verify my count first. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 and 12. So that's my 12, and then I yarn over and go through 2. So now this particular pie is now done. So you're just gonna continue to build that all the way around in the same manner in order to get it. So you can see that the circle is now starting to come together on this side, so the next pie will go in. So when you're looking at the example, just like you see here, you're going to just continue to work on your pies, and then basically once you get all the way back around you can lay it flat, and you can see that they're wanting to join together. So all I just did on the back side is this, I just slip stitch together, and I slipped it from the center, and then I just went and I did a half double crochet around the border just for fun. So that's how you would do a Tunisian circle, and you can see that it's actually pretty easy when you're following the grains and understanding how to grow your stitches. Until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of Yarnspirations as well as the crochetcrowd.com, and special thanks to Della Wilkins for showing me this technique.